One of the challenges that has come up, though, is when we look at kind of the security of our borders, and we say, look, the Minister of Interior has talked about the nature of kind of our border security and how we're under-resourced when we talk about immigration, even when we talk about customs. To what extent do you think any shortfalls within some of these other institutions are affecting the operations of the security agencies in terms of trying to shore up and come up with a comprehensive strategy cross-institutionally?
Yeah, I want to believe that it's part of the discussions had by the Security Council. That's why you see the immigration boss, the CG of immigration was there, the NCDC, the DGNIA, because the NIA is supposed to provide intelligence on external crises affecting Nigeria. The SSS to provide internal intelligence, and the immigration to control our borders. You see, so everybody must be seen to be on the same page to ensure that we get this our acts right. And so I believe that it's part of the discussion, but I also read when the Minister of Interior was talking of providing vehicles to the immigration, the prisons. Most of these agencies do have their own problems, logistic problems. We are discussing security because there's no way you can develop without security. Every aspect of our political life has its own challenges, but we must address the issue of security before we put on anything.
Yeah, but the question is, why does it seem like everything is crumbling? Why does it seem like we do not have it together? I mean, look at this farmer herdsman crisis, for instance. It seems to be getting out of hand. You hear, initially, maybe we had 1 or 2 states. Now you see how many states are involved. And then when you look at the frequency of the attacks, when you look at the frequency of the number of people who are losing their lives owing to suspected herdsmen attacks, you know, it's becoming very worrisome.
Very worrisome. Not just that you are seeing, it's worrisome. Like everybody's expressing worries. The National Assembly is expressing worry. That's why they organized the summit. The presidency is also the executive. They are also worried. In fact, the president also charged the judiciary to ensure that matters are easily disposed
The people can afford to be worried, but when the people who actually have powers to do something are worried, then there's a question as to whether or not the security agencies have been on top of their game before now.
Anyway, anyhow, they come here, they will tell you they're on top of their game. So what do we believe? We believe them, they're on top of their game, but issues are deteriorating.
But from what you can see, do you think that, you know, there have been lapses, maybe they have been there for quite some time, and, you know, they're just beginning to manifest now? So, for instance, intelligence gathering, it doesn't seem to us that from all the strands that we have heard so far, in terms of the explanation as to what could be going on to exacerbate this farmers-herders clashes, that there's been any concrete ability to analyze critically what has been going on, or who precisely could be behind these attacks?
Well, it's not impossible that intelligence must have been provided. I'm saying because I'm not sure. It's not impossible. But again, some of the implementation of the strategies need the political will of the drivers, of government.
Are you questioning whether the political will is there at all?
Not really, but the point I'm making is that the president, commander-in-chief, is the appointer of all the service commanders. So if he feels they are not doing well to his satisfaction, he needs to rejig. But for now, what it means that he is satisfied, even though Nigerians are not completely satisfied with the outcome of our efforts.
Looking at the kind of the human factor in all of this, you've talked about some of the institutions, the civil defense, the immigration, DSS, etc. But what about the flow of weapons? And that's why I raised the issue of customs, because I wanted to get your sense of what is your assessment of the effectiveness, if you will, or ineffectiveness, depending on your thoughts, of the customs service in terms of stemming the inflow of weapons into the country that could be used to perpetrate some of these acts.
Well, the recoveries have been made. We've seen them in the media when the customs made some arrests and the arms recovered. But it goes beyond that. The arms being recovered are normally pump actions which people not buy for their own protection, even though by law you are not supposed to have that. The double-barrel gun, which are not prohibited, especially for gaming. But in our situation, we will find ourselves helpless. People now go to buy double barrels for their own protection. But these people, the herdsmen, the militia, are not using this pump action. They are using AK-47 and AK-49. How did they come in? How many of them have been arrested? So we need to re-examine, we need to interrogate the processes. The borders are very porous. We have over 1,400 and something unmanned borders. And it will be foolhardy for us to say, can we now erect walls to man our borders so that we don't have it? It's not possible. And the inflow of arms too from people fleeing from Libya, the Sahel, is there. We have it's a sub-regional problem, and I think we should be more up and doing in terms of intelligence gathering, in terms of operational capacity and capabilities of our various security agencies. I think that's where we are still lacking.
Do you think that there's enough? Is there, in your mind, is there enough being done at the sub-regional level and within ECOWAS to say, look, we need to come together to tackle this common threat together?
You know, at the inception of this administration, the president undertook tour of virtually all the neighboring countries within the sub-region, asking for their cooperation, and it helped. But I don't know whether that is sustained or they are still meeting at that level. There was a meeting yesterday, I guess, or 2 days ago, between Cameroon and Nigeria. So we need to intensify or consolidate on the sub-regional level, because if you don't do that, the tendency for these people coming in is there. And that is not all to say, to justify that foreigners will be coming into our country unaccounted for, unchecked, and there's also no way they can come into the country and operate without local collaboration of the locals. So it's a two-way thing. We need to intensify more efforts. The government needs to come out, but I still want to suggest that the best way to fish out these people, especially in flash areas like Benue, Taraba, Yobe, all those areas, is full military option.